the NASCAR Winston Racing Series from Jennerstown Speedway. Chase to the Checkered is brought to you by Pizza Hut, making it great. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chase to the Checkered, featuring the NASCAR Winston Racing Series from Jennerstown Speedway. I'm Mike Nelson along with Dave Kohler, and the subject for this week's show will be our June 8th WKYE Key 95 FM presentation of Fast Track Night at Jennerstown, highlighting competition of the Giant Auto Parts Pure Later Late Models, Valvoline Pro Stocks, Street Stocks, and Pure Stocks. And David, we're 8 weeks into the 91 season, and we've already seen the cream rise to the top, and now we're beginning to see a second wave of talent that's really clicking and could possibly give the more experienced teams a run for their money.
You got it, Mike. Drivers like Bobby Henry, Dave Wade, and Rick Boyer in the late model class. Kelly Shawless and Brad Cole in the pro stocks. They've really come on strong. They're showing some talent. In the street stock class, we've got a guy named Ron Coral who drives a black number 25 out of State College. He has really shown some strong moves out on the racetrack. How about the pure stocks? We got a bunch of rookies in this class, but a couple of drivers come to mind. Mike Heminger, number 1, Rick Schiller, and Dave Brunell. They've really shown some talent out on this racetrack.
Stay with us. We'll be back with all the racing action right after these messages.
If you've got a passion for pepperoni, but Italian sausage also makes you sizzle, now Pizza Hut gives you these two favorite toppings together at a price that can't be topped. The new Italian Classic Combo Pizza. Piles of pepperoni, tons of Italian sausage, all smothered between 2 layers of cheese. And now get one for just $8.99, a second just $4 more. Pepperoni, Italian sausage. But you better hurry, this deal is going fast. Pizza Hut, making it great!
There's lots of great reasons to get your auto parts at Giant Auto Parts. Huge selection, friendly, knowledgeable service.
Hi, may I help you?
And everyday low prices. But here's the best part. Giant has the best parts. Giant carries a full line of quality Purolator oil and air filters for almost any car, foreign or domestic, at great everyday low prices. So get to the best part at Giant Auto Parts. There's a Giant Auto Parts near you. Welcome back. 25 Giant Auto Parts Pure Later Late Models answering the call for this Fast Track 35-lap feature event. And there's the lineup.
Steve Pellis back with us in the 00 starting in 14th. Bobby Henry, the normal driver of the 77, yellow and orange 77, starting back in 22nd spot in Chuck Kessler's 91 car.
Clayton Houston on the point in a Proformance number 1 outside of him. That blue 38 of Roger Black brought the field out of turn 4 to starter Ron Brutt's green flag, and we're up to speed in racing. Down into turns 1 and 2, Roger Black took off with the early race lead and tries to stretch it out in that Drain Racing Enterprises number 38.
We've talked about Black on numerous occasions. That car is very strong. It's a Drain Enterprise racing engine. Charlie Cragen is another one of the drivers that runs a Drain Enterprise. We know how those engines look up in that car.
Numerous cars are committing to the outside groove early in this event, including the 30 of Rick Boyer, Bob Waring Sr. in the white number 9 machine, and back in the pack, Tim Ice in the 65.
Contact made there between Rick Boyer in the number 30 and Tom Erickson in the 15. Everything strung out okay, though.
Black and Clay Husted, your top 2 automobiles, are starting to pull away from the rest of the field.
Mike, Roger Black, interesting story. That man raced motorcycles at one time. He told me he quit after he flipped a motorcycle after the front tire blew out at over 150 mile an hour. He said, that's it, no more motorcycle racing.
So he's out here trading paint and rubbing tires against the side of quarter panels with late models. Now, we had a problem here going into 1 and 2 on lap 3. Rick Miller getting crossed up, and a chain reaction into the wall hard as Bob Waring Sr. and
Kenny
the 87.
Himmler Jr., yeah, he hit the wall very hard on the right side, Bob Waring Sr., and we see Roger Coral's number 11 car. It looks like it has engine problems pulling into the pits.
He might have dropped the valve. This occurred just after the accident, and that car came to rest. The Grandis Brothers Road Construction number 11. Charlie Cragen, involved with that mishap, has all that sheet metal removed from the passenger side of that automobile.
A number of cars involved, heavily damaged. Cragen's car, all the sheet metal and the roll bars around the side of the car. Bobby Henry's car in the 77, it was Chuck Kessler's 91, Matt Lawler in a 2, Barry Audi in the 75, all receiving damage from this accident.
Here's the Martinelli Service number 9 of Bob Waring Sr. He was one of the cars that hit the outside retaining wall, and with the damage in that machine, they were out for the rest of the evening, as well as you alluded to Matt Lawler. There's his automobile all the way from West Union, New Jersey to make it out here, and problems as they go back into the pits.
Barry Audi in the 75, he also got hit. He tried to avoid the accident, spun around and was hit. I guess over on the right side. Bobby Henry, on the other hand, he spun to miss the accident and was hit head-on by Matt Lawler, actually on the side. Rick Miller, he precipitated the crash, and he has damage to the front end of his race car.
Some of Bob Civilis crew members over there helping the Connellsville, Pennsylvania pilot out, and there's the damage to Imler's machine.
Kenny Imler's car received heavy damage. The car made hard contact with the outside retaining wall, nearly climbed the wall. It got up on its side, came back down as we pick up the restart.
This restart occurring on lap 3. It's Roger Black on the point as he brings him out of 4. Things get intense again. Let's pick up the live call. Down into turns 1 and 2. Black in the middle of the groove. Clay Houston tried the low side. Now tucks in behind Black. Oh, a lot of shuffling and dicing for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Tom Erickson works the low side on Rick Boyer in the battle for the 5th place position. Roger Black has Clay Houston tucked right behind his back bumper as he's not able to outrun him. Down the front straightaway, Glenn Galt moving up through this field. Oh, look at this, Erickson way down low under the yellow line trying to make a move. He gets the car squirrely, still having problems with it. Oh, no, look out down the back straight. More problems.
Galt and Erickson making heavy contact, and Charlie Cragen spun to avoid it, and Bobby Henry just slowed enough and barely bumped him as we see the replay on this.
And look at that down the back straight. It's an unusual situation for Galt. He really didn't know what line to choose, and it ended up being for the worst for his position. Now, the problem is he's leading the Northeast Winston Racing Series points, the region, and they pulled his car back into the pits, and the American Title and Trust crew went to work after that car to try to repair the right front.
I'm sure there's heavy suspension damage to the 32 car. That car made significant contact with Tom Erickson, and the crew working feverishly over the car, they were unable to rejoin the race as we pick up the restart.
A frustrating situation for the Hubbard, Ohio driver as he drops back into Winston Racing Series points because of that incident. Coming up the speed, we're working lap 4 on this restart. It's still Roger Black on the point, and now falling close behind is Clay Houston. There's Pellis on the outside of this racing surface coming up through the field. He started 14th.
Interesting situation with Pellis. He was 4th coming into tonight's race in the Winston Racing Series with Galt out, Cragen suffering severe damage in his race car. If Pellis finishes this, that may boost him back up into the lead or close to the lead in the Winston Racing Series points.
It's catch-up time for the Beth Mining Coal 00. It's pilot Steve Pellis from Glen Campbell, Pennsylvania. He dives to the low side of the Mott's Fruit Juice number 30 machine of Rick Boyer as they battle for the 5th place position.
Tim Ice in the number 65 car finally picked up a win in Western Pennsylvania. He was second numerous times. Picked up the win at the Motordrome Speedway on Friday night, and he's trying to make it 2 in a row here at Jennerstown after winning at Motordrome Friday night.
We're going to move on to lap 15. This is a battle for the lead. Pellis has been able to get by numerous automobiles, and now he's pressuring the back bumper of the Drain Racing Enterprise 38 of Roger Black down the back straight.
Pellis trying his patented outside move on the 38 of Roger Black as they go into 3 and 4, and you can see Pellis working the outside of the Black machine.
Clay Houston is not letting his 2 lead cars run away from him, but it is Pellis still working the outside of the racing surface way up high in turn 2.
Pellis's car really stuck on the outside. He was actually in the 3rd groove. You can see a car width in between him and Black as he makes the pass going into turn 3.
Exiting out of turn 4, Steve Pellis coming up with the point position, and what a commanding performance he's had after coming back with those 2 miscues, damaging the other cars. Now we're going to move ahead to lap 31 because Steve has moved well ahead in this event. This is a battle for 4th. Dave Wade up high in the Valvoline 76. Here's Ken Horner down low in the 16, and behind them, the McCall's Auto Service 65 of Tim Ice.
Out of turn 4, Ken Horner and Tim Ice's cars, both of them sashaying down the front straightaway, and Dave Wade makes a bobble into turn 2, and Tim Ice goes by.
Ice looking to the low side of his machine. They continue the battle for that 5th place position. Wade doesn't want to give it up that easy, Dave, as Ice works that low line out of 4.
Dave Wade, he's having a strong run right now. He's had a lot of problems early on also. He's had numerous crashes, not all of them his own fault, but they've replaced the front end of that race car 3 or 4 times. And we see Steve Pellis coming out of turn 4 to pick up the checkered flag.
Unbelievable performance for the Beth Mining Coal 00 and its chauffeur, Steve Pellis.
There he is, a happy Steve Pellis in victory lane. Boy, we call one of these cars a rocket ship. I don't know. That car went around there like a missile, the 00 of Steve Pellis.
A good performance for Roger Black, his best to date in the Drain Racing Enterprise 38. Ken Horner with a fine performance finishing 4th.
3 drivers having very impressive finishes here. Roger Black, Clay Houston, and Ken Horner, 2nd through 4th place positions. And let's take time and go to a race break.
This race break is brought to you by Giant Auto Parts, your place for the best parts. and by Purolator, the first name in oil filters.
A loose condition or push condition in a race car. You can look through this book and you won't find a definition of it. In American oval track racing, loose is nothing more than a terminology used, or slang if you will, for a car that is oversteering, and pushing is a condition for understeering. With the miracle of high-tech simulation, let's take a closer look at these two terms. In a push condition, no matter how much the driver keeps turning left, the front end of the car wants to continue straight. The only alternative a driver has is to back off the throttle, slow the car down, and bring it online. The real danger of a push condition is if a driver is trying to make the pass on the inside of another car. The car suffering from the push may wash out into the other machine. Now, with a loose or oversteer condition, the back end of the racer has a tendency to slide around. There are basically three options a driver has. First, he can back off the throttle and let the rear end settle. Secondly, if the car is too far out of shape, he might be forced to continue turning the wheels to the left and spin the car out. The third alternative is to keep on the gas, turn the wheels to the right, and power slide the car back into a straight line condition. If this isn't done properly, a driver may find his car overcorrecting and heading into the outside retaining wall. A loose or a push condition in a race car. Had a chance to look at it. Now I've got to get these cars, Jerry, back to my kids. I hope they don't see this show. They'll kill me if they see I took their cars.
This race break has been brought to you by Giant Auto Parts, your place for the best parts, and by Purolator, the first name in oil filters.
Valvoline Pro Stocks out onto the racing surface for their Fast Track 25-lap feature event.
We see the lineup, and back there in the third row, driver Bob Arsenberger in the number 26. We've seen Bob run in the late model class. He had a couple of bad crashes early on at Motordrome and Jennerstown, and he's gone to the Pro Stock division. I'm sure he's going to be quite competitive in this class.
Randy Pote and Denny Wingard bring the field out of turn 4 to start a run. Brett's green flag. We're up to speed in racing. Down into turns 1 and 2, the early jump is the Martis Ford, number 49 of Denny Wingard. He gets way out there. Look at Robert Sedlacko in the 6 on the high side.
Brad Cole in the red number 68 has damage on the left side of his race car. He was involved in a practice crash early on this evening with Tony Hurst in the 97, Eric Hay in the 69, and Paul McCracken in the 43. There was heavy contact made out of turn 2, and we can see the Brad Cole car able to continue in the racing event.
A good battle going on for second. Here is Bob Arsenberger haunting the back bumper of the 76 of Randy Pote. He chooses to go to the low line on that automobile exiting out of turn 4.
Now, this is Arsenberger's second start in the Pro Stocks. Friday night at Motordrome he ran. He had a fair evening, but he's really starting to get the car dialed in here at Jennerstown.
Problems developed early in this event as the lead automobile, Denny Wingard, spun right in front of traffic, and everybody was able to get by him unscathed.
Denny Wingard, a lucky individual. Those cars coming up from the back end of the field narrowly missed him coming out of turn 2 as we pick up the restart.
So the Presto Sales and Service 49 will have to go to the back of the field. It's the Gartlett's Insurance, Arsenberger Trucking 26, with Bob Arsenberger on board, bringing him up to green flag condition.
And we see Vince Randisi in the 57. He got a good jump coming down the front straightaway. He's haunting the back bumper of Bob Sprout-Kossel in the number 19.
Three outstanding drivers. Arsenberger, the former late model pilot, now running in a Valvoline Pro Stocks. Kossel, who ran, we mentioned last year, dominant driver in what was known as a limited late models, very similar to this division last year at Motordrome. And Vince Randisi, the former veteran in the street stocks, as he really tries the low side now out down the back straight in this battle for second.
Kossel and Randisi, the two heavy hitters in this division. Kossel at Motordrome, Randisi here at Jennerstown. And going to lap 5, we see the battle for the lead. Bob Arsenberger and Vince Randisi right behind him.
Let's go to the live call. The battle for the lead continues on the back straight. Vince Randisi pressuring Arsenberger all the way through turns 3 and 4. He tries the high side, gets way up loose into the marbles. Randisi's in trouble. Oh, he hangs on to it, but he loses a position.
Incredible drive by Randisi as we move ahead to lap 12, and we see another battle coming up. Randisi challenging Arsenberger down low on the inside.
Out of turn 4, after gathering the automobile up, he makes a serious bid for the lead. Going into turns 1 and 2, way down under, off the banking, under that yellow line. He's able to complete the pass, heading down the back straight.
Randisi out front, pouring on the coals as we jump ahead to lap 19. Coming down the back straightaway, a battle for second. Let's go to the live call.
Here comes Arsenberger. He goes to the high side of Tony Hirsch. And Bob Arsenberger, oh no! Look out in the front straight! Arsenberger, maybe with an oil line broken, a fire lights up under that car, and it sent a torch down the front straightaway. Bob's trying to get that car under control.
and bring it down to, now I'm guessing it might be an oil fire, because once he slows down, that fire is starting to dissipate a bit, and he's desperately trying to get out of the automobile. A corner marshal right there on the spot. Bob dropping the window net, and he's climbing out of the automobile, and he's okay. Good to see Bob Arsenberger out of the automobile.
Bob was okay. He sat down, had a little bit of smoke inhalation as we get ready for the restart on lap 19. The 57 Rindisi brings around with Kossel right on his back bumper.
Coming down the front straightaway, watching the middle of the pack, Brad Cole in the 68 and Kelly Shawless get together with riding up over the back end of Brad Cole's car.
Like a game of leapfrog, and the Shawless Cole after that early evening practice crash, and now this incident, and that car has more bent-up sheet metal on it than Carner Junkyard.
And we see Randisi coming out of turn 4 to pick up yet another checkered flag. Bob Sproul Kossel about 8 car lengths behind in second place.
The Windsor, New York driver makes that 270-mile one-way trip pay off again with another victory. Outstanding performance for Bob Sedlacka, the rookie, in 4th place position. There's Vince Randisi in victory lane. And while we have time, let's take a look at the mailbox for this week.
Chase to the Checkered mailbox is brought to you by Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
Our question in the mailbox today comes from Michelle Milanovich of Pittsburgh, PA. Michelle writes, my question is, how do you decide on the wreckers and safety crews? Do they go through job training, and do they get compensated here at the Speedway? Well, the wrecker service is actually a local wrecker service, and to answer the safety aspect, we're going to go to Dave Robertson, Fire Chief at the Jennerstown Volunteer Fire Department.
Well, Michelle, to answer your question quickly, the fire department does practice throughout the year, especially before the racing season, with the use of foam that we use to extinguish any fire that we cannot handle with a fire extinguisher, and also our Jaws of Life tool. We've also go to a few cars in each division and go over the cars, talk to the crew chiefs, even the drivers themselves, if there's any little tips that we should know on how to shut the car off in a hurry or a quick extrication to get someone out. And also the foam company and the Hamatra rescue tool people have worked with us along with some local people here with just using their chassis to cut apart older chassis and things to make sure we know what we're doing. And a little on-the-job training and some luck also. And the compensation part, track promoter Piney Lasky treats us very well, and we're very appreciative to be part of the racing program here at Jennerstown.
If you'd like to have your letter read on Chase to the Checkered, please mail your question to this address. Don't forget to include your name and address on your letter. If your question is chosen, you'll receive a complimentary Jennerstown Speedway hat and sweatshirt.
Chase to the Checkered mailbox is brought to you by Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
When you buy Valvoline motor oil, you get quality, high performance, protection, and now, for a limited time only, great taste. It's Valvoline's 125th birthday, and right now when you buy 12 quarts of Valvoline and buy 12 cans of any Coca-Cola product, we'll pay for the Coca-Cola product. People who know use Valvoline. With other motor oils, you just won't get the great taste of Coca-Cola Classic.
If you've got a passion for pepperoni, but Italian sausage also makes you sizzle, now Pizza Hut gives you these 2 favorite toppings together at a price that can't be topped. The new Italian Classic Combo Pizza. Piles of pepperoni, tons of Italian sausage, all smothered between 2 layers of cheese. And now get one for just $8.99, a second just $4 more. Pepperoni, Italian sausage. But you better hurry, this deal is going fast. Pizza Hut, making it great!
North Star Auto Parts specializes in late model salvage for American and foreign cars and trucks. Our large selection of economical and dependable used parts is monitored by computer to give you fast and accurate price quotes. Our national parts search program puts the inventory of the entire country at our fingertips. If it's available, we'll find it. We offer a 100-day warranty on all late model drivetrain components and free delivery to businesses in a 10-county area. For quality used parts with state-of-the-art service, it's North Star Auto Parts.
Street Stocks out onto the racing surface for their Fast Track 20-lap feature event with Jeff Stewart and Bill Krause on the front row.
One driver I neglected to mention in the opening of the show, Mike, Jeff Stewart in the 92, really has come on real strong here in the last few weeks. Bob Rayleigh, Tracy Potter, they're another couple competitors that run real strong in this division.
With Stewart on the point position, he'll bring the cars out of turn 4, and they pick up the green flag. We're up to speed and racing, a big field of street stocks this week.
And they go 3 wide already down the front straightaway into turn 1.
It looks like a traffic jam out there in the battle for the top 15 positions. On the back straight, Stewart takes the early lead, and he's followed by Denny Wingert in that Ford product as Wingert tries the high side. Denny's doing double duty tonight, also ran his Valvoline Pro Stock machine earlier.
Mr. Street Stock here in Western Pennsylvania, Jeff Dunbar, starting all the way back in the 10th place position. He has a lot more cars to run through this week to get to the front.
Dunbar's already up to 6th place position in that dyed Pepsi Marks Auto Body 07. Jeff Stewart continues on the point position, followed by Danny Wingert. Look at Dunbar, the Somerset, Pennsylvania pilot, going way down under that yellow line, making the move under arch rival in the 74, Rick Jock. Now he gets by to the low side of the 18 of Kraus, making a move on him, and he gets under Tracy Potter's number 11. He's a man on the move.
And the cars had to work around the 21 of Tom Panzera. Came a little bit close as we see the battle for the lead. Jeff Stewart and Denny Wingert, and here comes Jeff Dunbar.
The Pristo Sales and Service Martis Ford 49 of Denny Wingert continues the pressure of the back bumper, that Power 92 machine with Stewart on board, and all of a sudden Somerset, Pennsylvania's Jeff Dunbar again is a man on the move. He attacks the low side of Wingert's machine, and they continue this 3-car battle down the back straight. Let's go to the live call.
They dive into turns 3 and 4. Rick Jock coming up to make it a 4-car battle through turns 3 and 4. Denny Wingert way high, wide, and handsome. We're going to try to make it 3 wide for the lead in the front straight. It continues to be Stewart. Dunbar threatening to the low side in turns 1 and 2. Stewart in the middle groove. He doesn't want to give it to him. Dunbar, the Somerset, Pennsylvania pilot, continues to work the low side on Stewart. They dive past lap traffic of Panzera, making it 3 wide for just an instant. Oh, a little bit of door knocking out there. Here comes Dunbar to the low line on Stewart, and Dunbar's trying to get through. Stewart, not to be intimidated, continues to hang on to the outside of this racing group. Inches apart in the street stocks. Rick Jock's right there. Jeff, oh, look out! In turn 3.
Entering turn 3, Eris Miller in the 68 and Rich Layton in the 76 come together with Miller's car bouncing off the outside retaining wall.
We'll go back to the lap 5 restart, and it's Dunbar on the point, followed by Jeff Stewart, Rick Jock in the 74, and Denny Wingert in the 49. Here comes Jock to the low side of Stewart, and a battle for second going into 1 and 2.
And the cream has definitely risen to the top in this division as we see Dunbar, Stewart, Jock, and Wingert battling it out.
The Vaughn's United Beverage Busch Beer 74 continues that low side. In 1977, Monte Carlo breaks through for second. Now we move on to lap 14. This is a battle for third, and it's between Stewart in the 92, the 49 of Wingert, and the 25 of Ron Coral. That State College, Pennsylvania driver in the black 25s, really beginning to hook up on the outside of this racing surface, and Tracy Potter's in there as well.
Coral each and every week gets stronger and stronger. He, especially after a bad crash he had the first or second night, he had T-boned the number 12 car of Ken Hall. Each and every week he comes back and he gets stronger and stronger.
He continues battling to the outside of Denny Wingert's automobile for 4th place position as they conversely haunt the back bumper of Jeff Stewart's Power 92 machine. Now Coral's made it to the 4th place position, situates himself to the back bumper of the 92 of Stewart, and he dives to the low line going into turns 3 and 4.
Coral, who started back in the 8th place position, coming out of turn 4, boots Jeff Stewart back into the 4th place, and Coral takes over 3rd.
Into turns 1 and 2. He's the one that's really been making the moves up through this field. The car gets squirrely there, but he continues in 3rd place position. But all eyes are on the 07 of Jeff Dunbar as he comes around to take yet another checkered in this division in the fast track 20-lap feature for the street stocks.
Great finish for Ron Coral in 3rd. Rick Jock finishing 2nd. Denny Wingert 4th, and Jeff Stewart rounding out the top 5.
Dave, let's take time out for the driver profile.
This driver profile is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Making it great.
30-year-old Rick Jock, street stock driver from Stoystown, is the subject of today's driver profile. Rick Jock is one of a few drivers who has been able to jump behind the wheel of a race car and become a winner in his rookie season. Jock's endeavor into the street stock class in 1990 found him capture his career first win in only 3 short months into the season. In addition to his 5 victories in the street stocks in 1990 at Jennerstown and Motordrome, he added the 1990 Rookie of the Year honors at Jennerstown. In the 1991 season, Rick has made several attempts in the high-powered late model class, campaigning Barry Audie's backup late model. Rick, your first year in a race car, you won races. Was it very difficult getting out there on a racetrack?
Not really, Dave. I've been building these cars for 12 years, and I figured it's about time I build my own. So I built my opinion, a reasonably safe car, and I went out there. I watched these guys drive out here for a couple of years, and I learned their driving style, and I tried to pattern, take bits and pieces from everybody's driving style and try to remember that. And when I'm out there, I try to run a smooth line and keep the car straight.
This driver profile has been brought to you by Pizza Hut. Making it great.
Sean Beam and Mike Heminger led the Pure Stocks to the green in their fast-track 15-lap feature event, with Beam jumping into the point position. The cars of Mike Heminger, Brian Audie, and Dave Brunell closed to the back bumper of Beam to make it a 4-car struggle for the top spot. Going into turn 1, Brunell dives low off the banking and then slides into Heminger's black 73 as Audie goes into the lead. Heminger fights for control of his machine while losing positions down the back straight. A few laps later, Beam's 28 slides high in turns 3 and 4, relinquishing second to Rick Sheeler. As Beam fights to control the car, he almost makes contact with the 33 of Marty Edwards. At the checkered, it's Brian Audie with the win, followed by Rick Sheeler, Marty Edwards, Sean Beam, and Dave Brunell. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
There's lots of great reasons to get your auto parts at Giant Auto Parts. Huge selection, friendly, knowledgeable service,
Hi, may I help you?
and everyday low prices. But here's the best part. Giant has the best parts. Giant carries a full line of quality Purolator oil and air filters for almost any car, foreign or domestic, at great everyday low prices. So get to the best part at Giant Auto Parts. There's a Giant Auto Parts near you.
Come on out to the track. Motordrome is back. Racing every Friday night at Motordrome Speedway, just off exit 23 of Interstate 70 Smithton. Racing begins at 8 p.m., but come early and watch the hot laps. Catch NASCAR Winston Racing Series excitement right in your own backyard with drivers threading the needle at breathtaking speeds. It's a great way to spend a Friday night with entertainment for the entire family. Friday night racing at Motordrome Speedway, just off exit 23, Interstate 70 Smithton, where legends are born.
When you buy Valvoline motor oil, you get quality, high performance, protection, and now, for a limited time only, great taste. It's Valvoline's 125th birthday, and right now when you buy 12 quarts of Valvoline and buy 12 cans of any Coca-Cola product, we'll pay for the Coca-Cola product. People who know use Valvoline. With other motor oils, you just won't get the great taste of Coca-Cola Classic.
That concludes racing for this week. We'd like to remind you that Jennerstown Speedway reserve seat $2 discount coupons are available at Giant Auto Parts stores, your place for the best parts. Discount coupons are also available at participating Valvoline instant oil changes and your local participating Napa Auto Parts stores. You can also find discount coupons at your local participating Pizza Hut. From all of us at Jennerstown Speedway, this is Mike Nelson along with Dave Kohler wishing you a great week, and we'll see you at the races. Chase to the Checkered, featuring the NASCAR Winston Racing Series from Jennerstown Speedway, has been brought to you by Pizza Hut.